want to know about IRA withdrawals, huh? Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about IRA withdrawals. When's the optimal time? What are some considerations for the taxes? And how does that actually work? But before we get into that, have you subscribed to this channel? If not, do so with bells on. There's a little bell icon, and every time I put out a new video, you will get a notification. So people often want to know when they can tap into their IRA, that individual retirement account that they have saved up. Maybe there's a nice little nest egg there and they have a particular purchase that they're hoping to make. The optimal time for you to be taking money out of your IRA is after age 59 and a half. So some things to keep in mind as you take money from your IRA. Two things in particular. First of all, when you take money out of your IRA, let's say you took out $10,000, it's as if you had worked at a job that paid you $10,000. In that given year, that money that you've taken out is going to look like ordinary income. So that's the type of taxes you have to pay on it. Now you don't have to pay payroll taxes, but you still owe federal, state, and probably local income. In addition to that, if you are under the age 59 and a half and you take out that money, you're probably going to owe a 10% penalty. Now there are some ways that you can avoid that 10% penalty, so long as you are using that money for some particular reasons. Off the top of my head, 3 reasons that come to mind are first-time home purchase, medical expenses, paying for higher education. There are some other exceptions. I will put a link in the description below. There are some people that realize that there's some taxation that happens when they take money out of their IRA, and so they decide not to take money from their IRA as long as possible. Gotta avoid Uncle Sam, right? Here's the deal. The IRS has given certain tax incentives for you to put money into this individual retirement account. And if you don't start to draw that down before age 70 and a half, then they start mandating that you start taking money from that account. This is called a required minimum distribution, and this topic deserves its own video, so stay tuned for that one. So how exactly do you take money from your IRA? Could take 2 things. First, a phone call to your advisor. They might be able to make that distribution on the phone. The other option is that you can sign a form. Just make sure you're leaving enough time for your financial advisor so that you're not both under stress on taking money out of your IRA. One nice thing about your IRA withdrawals is when you go to take that distribution, you will be eligible to withhold for taxes. So what that means is if you already know that, let's say you're in the 20% tax bracket and you're below age 59 and a half and you know you're going to have that 10% penalty, you can assume about a 30% federal tax. So when you go to take that IRA distribution, you can tell the financial institution that you want to withhold 30% for federal taxes. That way you don't get a major sticker shock for that tax bill owed at the end of the year. You really want to balance 2 things. You don't want to take money too early from your investments. You want to avoid that 10% penalty, and let's face it, this is going to help you fund your retirement, so you want to keep your hands off of it. But on the other hand, some of us in retirement live at a lower cost of living. Eventually, you will have to start taking money from that, and it's going to look like taxable income. There is some strategy that can be put into place, especially between your ages 60 and 70. All right, friends, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Is anybody talking to you about your strategy for IRA distributions in retirement between ages 60 and 70 in particular? Because if not, I would love to have that conversation and let's connect. You can visit my website, www.pleasantwealth.com, and find a way to have a phone call with me. So with all of that good IRA distribution information, I will leave you, and you take care.